make him or her involved or participate in each and every activity happening in a home. If it is food, can we share if we are cooking for you, what would you love us to eat today? If it is rice, how do you want us it to be cooked? You understand? Another one, we'll consider the clothing, because we want to start these children to build their esteem as young as possible. You understand? So now, Ruth, as you come in, we want you to more elaborate basing on what is happening, the spheres of life that are happening. Like of recent, you have issues where they are demolishing the homes. Yes, as an uncle, you're running up to this uncle, to this brother of yours who has lost his property. But you know, this child also is also processing things, is not understanding where they are going next, where they are going to have a home, which school am I going to? May I have friends at school? They also process this information, but not at the same level as the adults, and they need to be attended to. That's what I can submit as me, as Gloria. That's what I see. They also process this information, but they are not in most cases being involved, and that keeps them behind, and their esteem is not what? Attended to.
Thank you so much. Before I jump in there, Osbert talked about participation. Participation is very key to a child in building a child's self-confidence and also self-esteem and resilience. However, it's not only about participation. Netugamba, too loud. We are changing school. ABCD, yes, we have participated. The child has participated, but they need to ask questions. Yeah. They need to ask questions. Okay, mommy, this is happening. What is next? What has happened? This is ABCD. Well, how do we go about it? So when the child is able to ask questions and we are able to answer in that calm way, I think that is also another way of the child understanding. Okay, we are going through this because of A, B, C, D. Not all parents. I'm not saying all parents. Some parents, they will just say, we're shifting you to a school, a different school. Someone moves what? So these children also should be able to ask open-ended questions, or ask them open-ended questions so that they can be able to find place to express themselves, to talk about
what they are feeling. Are they willing?
Oh, mommy, yes. Okay, now we are going to change the school, which is good. They are going to ask you that, mommy, now what about our friends? There's a teacher that child liked in a different school. You say, don't worry, we shall come back and check on that teacher. So the child moves on knowing that, okay, there is
so that they maintain their performance. Sometimes these children, they perform badly, and you end up as parents now harassing them, cursing them.
Exactly.
It comes with a lot. What you are saying, I'm understanding you.
So, for us adults, we have to process things so fast because we have to think, now where are we going to get money? What is going to happen next? A child takes time. A child at 2 hours sits down and asks, okay, mommy has told us this, what is next? Like they start processing slowly. With time they will what? They will ask.
When you talk about it, that's when it comes where you see humble children. You see, there are children, even if they are from a well-to-do family, they are humble.
Yes.
Even when they are moving, when they are presenting themselves in the public, you see them, they are humble. It's not like they don't have, but the way they have been groomed and attended to.
It comes back to what Osbert just stated from the very beginning, that it starts from home, family, parents. How are these parents? How are they holding up to their children? How are they leading their children? It comes back to his statement, what he said. So it starts with us parents. If you see an arrogant parent out there, that is how their children are going to behave. So it also comes back to us parents. How will we behave? How will you behave? Now I can go back to what is happening with what Nema did, demolishing the houses, and people have nowhere to go. The children are stranded. Also, it comes back to us parents. How are we involved with our relatives?
What are our relationships?
Our relationships.
Relationship goes beyond blood.
Yes, an uncle can come to help, but this uncle, they even don't know anything about your child. You know, because coming to the current .com world, we don't want our children to go visit or to have these other relatives coming around, which is understandable due to the increased number of sexual abuse cases, which is understandable. But there are some people you trust. So this uncle, you've just seen him because he has come in that current situation, wants to help. But this child does not know. However, it takes us back to the point. We neglect our children, our uncles or relatives are running to see how they can help the father or the mother, and the child is left behind, not knowing, okay, how am I going to navigate through this situation? How am I going to navigate through this problem? So we urge families that whenever you're having your discussion, try to involve what? Try to involve our children in this process. Counsel them, talk to them, and go, okay, mommy right now is stressed, dad is stressed, but we are going to hold you. Yeah, we are going to go through this together. We are going to fight it together.
Sure.
I understand you. Thank you for your submission. Now, as we conclude, you see, building esteem for these children to navigate within this life that they are going to face ahead of them, it entails a lot of things. We can't discuss everything, but what we are giving you, our dear viewers, it's just a guideline. So that each of us, and let us make it a habit, like you can go to the hospital, let these children come to us and talk to us. Talk to counsellors. It might not be echoes of mercy, but let us make it as a habit for those ones who can afford to make these children, if they can't talk to you, maybe you are harsh, you have not built that relationship, let them reveal to somebody else so that you can understand how to talk to this child, what he needs in life. And now, as we conclude, I wanted you, Vincent, to come up with these children as we build their esteem. There are many things we should do, the rewards, everything. You see, these children, most of the times we look at the negative part of them, and they feel bad by that when they are not appreciated or rewarded in other corners. Can you explain and elaborate for us more about it as we conclude about this topic?
Oh, thank you. Our dear viewers, I would like to emphasize on this point of motivation, to remind ourselves of what motivation is. Motivation can be in the form of rewards and appreciation. If you appreciate a child with some sorts of reward, you can do the building of esteem, and we can make them resilient in certain ways.
They do better when they are doing well.
They are not doing well. So, in my view, to my fellow panelists, I think motivation is something good for the parents to pick up. I'll give examples where we usually feel bad or feel like we are putting our monies to waste as parents when a child comes back with a report form which is not reflecting well to your expectations as a parent. At times some parents go harsh on these children, they can decide to punish them, but at times it's a good point to learn what best has this child learned from school. Can she do housework on her own? Can she or he send herself to read? Or there is a challenge that is really, there could be some challenges at school
affecting this
child. And you are not taking your part as a parent to find out. You are only targeting on the results.
And it comes back to parent involvement.
Exactly. You are not targeting on the kitchen where the results are coming from. You are targeting at the results. So as a parent, it's always a good thing to find people to talk to your children if you are busy. You can use the relatives. You can take your children to the counselors and then talk to them. They can find some observations and they get back to you as a parent to make you know what your child is really missing. This point of reward that helped me, I'll give a live example of myself. It helped me as I was growing up. My dad used to really promise me rewards. Whenever I could come up, I could be going for school, and whenever I'm bringing back a report from school. So this motivated me to work hard. At university, I was promised a car. That if you go on government sponsorship, you'll have a car to drive you at school. Unfortunately, I lost my dad on the way. I didn't have the car. But at least it was a motivation whenever I was reading. It used to motivate me. So I usually emphasize this. Motivation is good. It's good for the parents to pick up. You should always give. You should always motivate your children. Give them praise, and also in other cases, if you feel like you're a parent, you have earned some good money in a month. You have been given commissions at work. You reward your people at home. It is also another way of motivating them and also keeping them.
Actually, Vincent, you know that reward comes, you know your father challenged you.
Yeah.
So you have to challenge your child.
I feel like I'm also challenged. Keep on challenging my children.
So that comes up to a point where parents have to challenge their children to achieve a certain goal in their lives, and they will know that I have a target. This man thinks I cannot do it, but I'm going to eat that money. I wish I also had to state it that I achieved the goal my parent wanted, but unfortunately the parent wasn't. But you got satisfaction. But I'm enjoying the fruits of the goal I benefited. But you are even within his absence, you will be happy that you made him proud. Yeah. Because he challenged you to do something that was good for your life. Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Everything has been said. We have a lot in anything to do with the children and young adults as echoes of mercy. We shall be discussing more topics. But what I have learned, what we should know, all of us, we are blessed differently. Concerning the issue of these children where they don't perform well, they have their talent somewhere else. And in most cases where you say that it should be a habit for you to take these children to the to the counsellors, they discover. What you don't know, counsellors can discover it in your child and helps you to know which angle this child does well, so that you can concentrate on that. And you don't trash everything he does because of one point that has failed in the class. No, these people are human beings, they understand they can do better. So we wait to listen to you in your comment section. We appreciate, continue commenting.
But before you conclude, you see what built our resilience back then for us, our generation. As there's someone who said the point of, you're in school, there are children who come with different things. Even back then, that was there. It is just that this time now it is everywhere. But even back then, there was that. There are children who were not well off. There are children who had it and exactly. But for us, your mother pushed you. You're going to be better in the future. Like the tension. You had to achieve. And that is why we are here today. But now in our generation, now for us now who are grown because we moved miles to school or we didn't get everything, we do not want our children to go through that pain.
They might not go through the same pain, but you should train in other fields you are in, you know that they can benefit them.
Exactly.
If you are a taxi driver, let the child in the whole days be a conductor.
Exactly.
You understand? He doesn't need to go digging, but being a conductor and he knows how they collect this money during the day. You get it? It helps something.
We have parents of this generation. Parents think their children should not suffer the way they suffer. I feel like if I didn't get an opportunity of eating chicken, my children should enjoy the KFC every evening.
Which is
so good, it is good, yes, but what are we building in our children? What are we preparing them for the next generation? What if, that question should go to every parent, what if situations change?
Exactly. And actually it should be our next topic of if tomorrow you die, what happens to your child?
Retention, something to add. You see, most parents think rewarding their children or motivating them, you must have cars, you must have smartphones, you must be rich. But even a mere thank you and encouraging them to continue working hard. Even if you have maybe a piece of, maybe clothes.
Give me a chicken, a rabbit.
Because for me,
it's what is in my capacity.
I think I was a live example. My parents didn't have. But every other time I performed well, they would always encourage. You see, we do not have a lot to give you, but continue working hard because what you're working for is your future, and we are sure that your future will be bright. And maybe my encouragement to parents, you see, we have parents who are non-involved in their children's affairs. Now, when you're not involved in children's affairs, they will always perform the way they feel like. They will not have something pushing them. Yeah, even if I be the last, after all, my parents have everything. Even if I don't have this, my parents are not involved. So I request that let's keep involved in our children's affairs. Let's track their record. If my child has not been performing well.
True. And
That is really nice.
anything to do with children, we can discuss the whole day until tomorrow. Our topics, we try to minimize it, but we have a lot of data, a lot of knowledge issues concerning children. What you don't understand, let the children send them to a counselor. Feel free, let it become a habit for all of us. Just like you don't understand issues, you go to your neighbor, you go to your elder and ask. Let these children go to the people who can understand them better. Thank you very much.